Yes, I'm live. This morning has been a little crazy. Um, anyway, good morning. It is Wednesday, June 8th, 9:37 in the morning, just a little bit later than I normally come on. But, we can say this is give or take 5 minutes. Um, I went to go pour some water for tea, and I don't get it out of the tap because in Vancouver we have um, this horrible water. Tastes it's I mean it's chlorinated. I don't know if there's fluoride in it, but I know that it's chlorinated, at least that, and it tastes like garbage. So I bottle water, so I go and I the little 5 gallon drum thingies, and I go to get water, and there's no water. So I had to run out in the garage and get new water, and on top of everything else that I was doing this morning. So I apologize for being a little bit late. I just let the little tea seep there. All right, so I got my flyers. They're out in the truck. So when I'm done today, I'm going to start knocking on doors. At least go around to the schools and hand out the flyers. Not sure how that's going to go because I was told that they're not supposed to put up flyers or anything like that. So, but we'll see. We'll see. It does not hurt to try. Good morning, Rob. How are you? But yeah, so I'm showered, shaved, looking all nice and sexy. So got my artisan shirt on. Got to promote the school. So I was helping out new seminar news. Dan Anderson is doing this God, what's he calling it? It's the Lankan Sapu birthday bash. I updated that. Good morning, Young. Anyway, so he's doing that. Needed some help setting it up for what's it called? On Facebook, doing a Facebook event. So he says, hey, he says, I suck at, he was saying that he sucked at graphic stuff and he was impressed with what I was doing. So he's like, hey, can you do some graphics for me and set up this event page? Cause I'm having trouble. Yeah, sure. No problem. So I set it up. I connected him as a host or as a co-host, did everything, and it is not working the way that he was hoping it would work. So we deleted the event on Facebook and starting from scratch. But he did like the graphics, so I emailed all that to him. So he'll do that. And so I'm pretty sure at some time he's going to call me and be like, "Hey, how do I do this?" So the other thing that's not on here is the as you can see, there's the training lab on the 25th, but on the 24th there is no movie night. Mainly because I would like to do a movie night to get new students in. But I don't have enough younger students. Like I have 2. And so I could do this. Well, actually I have 3 or 4, but 2 that would potentially be able to make it. So really there would only be, so this is one of the things. I can't show a copywritten movie without any type of licensing. I kind of knew that, but there was somebody had asked on some forum on Facebook about, oh, do I need to do this? And they're like, no, if you're doing it as a, only if you're charging people for it, do you have to get a license for it, which is a lie. If it is considered there's like the only ways that you're exempt from it is that, say, you're an educator, and which I'm an educator, and I'm showing it in a school, and it is in a school. So I've marked off some of these boxes, and it is in relation. You're showing it in relation to a topic that we're learning. Now, I could say, okay, well, it is a martial arts school. We are teaching karate, so showing Karate Kid, that marks all the boxes, but not really. So to get a license is a few $100s. I'm not paying a few $100s to get to have, because what I wanted to do, I wanted to just be like, hey, if you're between a certain age, just come. I wanted to create a Facebook event, all that kind of stuff. So if I still do it, it will be more like you can get away with it. Like if there's an internal, like I could promote it internally, bring a friend. But as for making it more of a public, type of thing, yeah, I can't do that. So yeah, that's some of the issues that are going on there. So I just took it off the list. I'm going to try and rethink that. I might not do it. I might do it next summer. I would have more students next summer potentially. That I could make it more of an internal event and it just be fun. And then they bring a friend, that kind of stuff. The other thing I could run it as, and this just kind of popped in my head, is that the people that have reached out, have been interested in the school, in the school, and me having their information, I could like direct market to them. So it really wouldn't be this, this big, like I'm promoting it as this big event, but it'd be like, hey, we're having an in-school event and you are directly invited, bring a friend. And if they come, they come, they don't. I don't know. I could do that. But so far I've just taken it off the list because, yeah, I just don't, just not, not something that I want to deal with right now. Let's see. So, as always, that's what's going on there. All right. I did some Star Trek watching yesterday. I hurt my knee yesterday too, last night. But it is what it is. I was going to have Bill Shaw come by, but I hurt my knee in class. Fun. It's still hot. I need to watch Miss Marvel on Disney. I haven't even watched Kenobi yet. I was going to watch it last night, but I was just really tired. Is it good? So before I ask if it was good, let me just put this out there. I am not a big Marvel fan. I like comics and like superheroes, all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to, let's see, when it comes to when Iron Man came out, let's just say when Iron Man came out, I didn't see it in the theaters. It's just another movie. I bought it on, what is it? Did I watch it? I can't remember if I just bought it on DVD or if I rented it. I think I rented it first and then I bought it. But I remember renting it going, wow, I should have seen this in the theater. Like that was one of those theater movies. And then I think I went and saw number 2 in the theaters and I was severely disappointed. And then I saw 3 in the theaters thinking it was going to be a little bit different. And I was a little bit disappointed. I've seen a few of the Marvel movies in the theaters and I've seen some of the Marvel movies. I mean, I've enjoyed some of them, but it's not like, what the Scarlet Witch one, TV show. That was horrible. I didn't like it. Loki, I saw the first episode. Didn't really like, I was like, okay, but it was interesting. Kind of wanted to see the second episode, but it's just one of those things that just didn't draw me in. Because I'm not a huge Marvel fan. Like if I was a big Marvel fan, I'd be like, okay. Like with Star Wars, I'm a Star Wars fan. So, if the first episode sucks, I'm going to watch the second episode and I'll probably watch the whole series, just like Star Trek. Discovery, in my opinion, sucks, but I still watch it. And I think that's, I watch it just so I can talk shit about it. Education, or I can educationally, I don't know how you'd phrase that. I can talk shit. I can talk educated shit about it. There we go. But yeah, just not a Marvel fan. So like, Miss Marvel and these other stuff coming out, just, I don't know. There we go. Speak from an educated perspective. There is a lot coming out. I might give it a chance. I mean, there was, what was it? There was one show. I can't shoot. Sorry. My brain kind of got foggy there. Yeah, I don't know. I might give it a shot. I still just got to watch what's coming out already. Oh, okay. So I don't know. Apparently in this upcoming Star Trek episode, good morning, Bill. You might like Moon Knight more as far as Marvel TV stuff. So so Marvel, I am actually kind of interested in Moon Knight. Never read the comics, but I'm interested. That's something, it's like, okay. Yeah. And so, and like, okay, with Endgame and basically the big 2 movies at the end, yeah, well, what, Endgame or Moon Knight? No, so Endgame and anyway, it was the 2-parter ending of whatever phase 1 or phase 2, whatever they're doing. Yeah, I just didn't like those. I was not, I saw one in the theaters. Did I see one in the theaters? I saw one of them in the theaters and I saw one of them at home. Oh, I saw the second one at home because I was like, I'm not like, I think I was dragged to the theater to see it. But yeah, I yeah. Because everyone's, oh, it was so great. Oh, yeah, it wasn't. But now when getting burned out, yeah, there is a point. I mean, I know that it's this huge universe, but yeah, there's a point where it's just like, okay, enough. And I know, is this Disney just trying to make a lot of money? I don't know. Okay. So I'm sorry I've been kind of scatterbrained. So one of the things I read an article on well, let's see. Let's continue this. Burned Out, how they only come out with 7 movies and 6 TV shows that all tie together in 1 year. Yes. And I think that's, and I wouldn't, I think Marvel is the extreme on that. But like, let's take Law and Order, for example. At one time, you had the original Law and Order, and then you had Law and Order SVU, and then they had Law and Order LA. That was only on for like a season, and then they had this other Law and Order. I mean, like, they had like 4 or 5 Law and Order shows going on at one time. They even had a Law and Order version for the UK. And Dick Wolf. I mean, these shows they're well written. I really enjoy watching them, but geez, like, there's seriously. Now there's what, Law and Order Criminal. There was Criminal Intent. That was really good. That was with partially with Chris Notha's character. I know he's canceled now. And then the dude who played the Bug, Kingpin. I can't remember the actor's name. Vincent D'Onofrio or something like that. Anyway, great. That was probably that was great. Anyway, and then you had like CSI. So you had the original CSI, and then you had CSI New York, and you had CSI Miami, which I am convinced CSI Miami that was a parody on the CSI franchise. Like, that they wrote CSI Miami to be like, it was purposely written to be a parody, because the first CSI, I mean, it's good, and CSI New York, that was pretty good, but Miami, like, Lisa loves that show. It is one of the dumbest shows on TV. But apparently, okay, but there's only so much you can do. Like, how many they also had CSI Cyber something with the medium gal, Patricia Arquette, or one of the Arquettes. Anyway, but going into, like, there's so much, and it's really exciting in the beginning, but yeah, there's just, it's sometimes it can get way too much. That's what I kind of fear for Star Trek. I mean, the most Star Trek that they had on at one time was what do you call it? Was Voyager and DS9. Now Star Trek, they have, and Star Trek has a lot of they have a lot. I mean, Star Trek is just there too. They've got a lot of stuff going on, but for me, I'm not really burned out. Like, I've been watching Star Trek almost every day. In fact, I'm a day ahead. Yay! I'm a day ahead. Even though I haven't seen any Discovery season 4 yet. I'm kind of a day ahead on Year Trek. I thought I'd get burnt out. It's actually kind of interesting, but I don't know. It's how long. Here's the thing: how long will they take it on for? That's the thing. Let's see. I keep watching CSI Small Town USA, CSI High School Edition, CSI Mom's Base. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, that's pretty funny. I did see that they brought back CSI Las Vegas. They actually just called it CSI Las Vegas, and they brought back Grissom, and they brought back Sarah, and they brought back a couple other people, which was cool. I always really enjoyed those episodes. Good morning, Gordon. So there's all that. Now, getting into new Star Trek. Yeah, talking about things that have gone on so long. But see, okay, going back to that same thing, how much is enough? Like, yes, they had DS9 going on for DS9 and Voyager happening on this at the same time for a couple of years, but they pretty much went from the Next Generation in 86 to, I think Star Trek had been on the air in some form or another for, I don't know, 15 years. When did Enterprise end? Let's see. We'll do a really quick IMDb. Oh, jeez. That's right. It's called Star Trek Enterprise because everybody's seriously. There we go. 2005. So they went, let's see, 86 to 2005. So that's what, 19 years? It went 19 years. Star Trek was on the air in some shape or form. Now, not to say that like CSI, that's been on, not CSI, SVU. I mean, they're looking at 20 years. I mean, same characters too. It's just a continuing story. But I don't know. I think, is it better to have one show with a couple consistent characters? Because I think like with SVU, the only person that was really from the original, there's Ice-T and Mariska Hargitay or whatever her name is. They're the two original actors from the beginning of the show. And then Chris something or other, he's back in his own show, but he shows up on SVU every now and then. But is it better to have a show that lasts 20 plus seasons with pretty much the same characters, or is it better to have a bunch of different shows in is it better to have a bunch of different shows over the same time period? I don't know. That's a question to ask. All right. So still Star Trek. Read an episode, read an article. Apparently, in this upcoming episode, one of the characters or one of the actors is non-binary. Who cares? I've seen not just a couple, I've seen more than just a couple of different websites, Star Trek forums, that are like, oh, this person is non-binary in real life, and they're playing a non-binary on the show. Okay, let me repeat myself. Who cares? Just make a fucking TV show. Just make the episode and show the episode. I don't care. I don't. All right. Depends on the writing. Most shows decline in writing, and new shows bring new writers, or they bring back the good ones to get it going. Yes, that is a great point, Gordon. The Simpsons, not a cartoon I watch. Even when I was even when it was kind of new. Okay. Let me give you, this is my Simpsons experience. I've seen a couple episodes. They're funny. Nothing that I'd be like, oh, I gotta watch it all the time. Okay. But I have friends, or at least in high school, I had a friend. He loved this show. He watched it all the time. And I know I'll get back to Gordon's thing. When I was like, oh yeah, sure, I'll watch the Simpsons. I turn it on. I have seen every single time I've sat down and go, you know what? I think I might start watching the Simpsons. Oh, it's on. I think I'll watch it now. It's the same episode. I've seen the same episode 3 times. The 3 times I've sat down and go, oh, I think I might start watching the Simpsons. 3 times. I can't remember the episode. All I know is I was like, it's not meant. I'm not going to watch the same episode 3 times. But the reason I bring up the Simpsons is besides their time traveler, their resident time traveler writer that, brings shit up from the future or predicts shit from the future. So they're either a time traveling writer or they're clairvoyant. But I had heard at one point that they routinely brought in new writers every couple seasons. It didn't depend like, oh, there was no like tenureship or anything like that. There's no like, oh, this is a writing gig. Even if you wrote some really good episodes, after a couple of years, your contract was over. They brought in somebody new because they constantly wanted new information, fresh ideas. Now, whether that's fact or not, I heard it somewhere, read it somewhere, and it makes a ton of sense because how long have they been on the air? I think they've been on the air longer than Law and Order. So, yeah, just okay. Somebody's texting me. See, Ashton. Oh, Alexa made a crepe in school. She made a crepe. See, isn't that? Ooh, exciting. Okay. But now with all this fanfare, let's get back to Star Trek. With all this fanfare of that on this upcoming episode, that we're going to have a non-binary character played by a non-binary actor. That why first, why do we need to know that information? I'm not against it. Like, I don't care. Just like I said, write a good episode, film and edit a good episode, and people will enjoy it. But my fear is, and so far it has not been this way with Strange New Worlds, but my fear is with the advent of bringing this character on, and it doesn't matter if they're, you know, a long-term character or just for the episode, but are we going to start getting Discovery style episodes where we're being forced fed and we must agree, like, with whatever ideology that they're shoving down our throat? That's kind of what I'm worried about. Still going to watch the episode. Going to see, you know, so far, I mean, we're halfway through the season. But yeah. I think it's marketing ploy due to Pride Month. And you could be right. You could be absolutely right. Well, I don't know. This is kind of what I have a problem when it comes to the whole Pride thing. And this could be let's just attribute this to any type of specialty month. Okay. February is Black History Month. June is Pride Month. I guess all the rest of the calendar days are White History Month. That was a bad joke. But you've got what, in December we've got Christmas and Hanukkah, and February is also Valentine's Day. Is that all of these companies, they take whatever are you triggered? Love you, Rob. Don't give a shit. The marketing is like, of course they're feeding into whatever is for that. So it's like you've got you know, like Black History Month. All the marketing has to go towards stuff having to do with Black history. And but not in a good way. Like, even with Pride Month, like it's it's manipulation. And in fact, I wish I had found I wish I had saved it. There was a great cartoon. One of my one of the gals I used to work with, she jokingly calls herself she's a raging lesbian, but she had posted some cartoon, and it was like Pride Month, and you know, you got rainbows and flowers and all this kind of stuff, and then, you know, the rest of the year, and it was basically a cartoon commentary on how businesses are basically using this month to speak to a certain I can't even think of the word, to a certain, I guess, just basically speak to a certain part of the population. And then the rest of the year they don't. Like, they're just, you know, they've just got their normal marketing or whatever. And so that's but it's not done in an authentic way. They're just like, oh, you know, because it's Pride Month, we're gonna change our logo to you know, we're gonna change our logo to to a rainbow, or I don't know. Corporations use it to speak to a specific demographic that is normally ignored. Yes, but should they be ignoring that demographic? Like, now I'm not gay. I'm not black. I'm just some, fat white guy in Washington. But I would think that I would almost be offended. And this might be a question for people who are in that demographic. Do you find it offensive that corporations are using this celebrated month to focus their marketing that way, or being black? Do you feel that it's the corporate? Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it. Why? I mean, I get the marketing aspect of it. I just don't think that it's ethical or I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. When are they ignored? LGBT is shoved down our throat, pardon the pun, all the time. I don't know. The article just kind of like, okay, so in Discovery, okay, what is it? See, I understand why we have to have a month to celebrate a certain part of our culture. We should be celebrating humanity every day. I agree. And here's the old argument. Why'd they give black people the shortest month of the year? How is that fair? I don't know. Yeah, it's just, I know it's part of it's something that I don't understand. And, here's the thing is that I get holidays. I get like corporations promoting stuff for holidays, but, because they want to have a special for whatever holiday. But when it comes to a certain demographic of people, and that was actually the term that I was trying to think of. So thank you, Rob, for bringing that term in. Yeah, I just don't. I think that if you're going to have a product, you should be able to market it all the time to everyone. And maybe you might have an ad that speaks to one demographic, and you have another speak to another demographic, but then you have that style of ad run year round, not just focus on a certain month. Did you know McDonald's was racist? February is the month that they. Did you know McDonald's was racist? February is the month they bring back the McRib. Oh, Bill, you're killing me. Now, having, even though I do consume McDonald's from time to time, which I shouldn't in the first place, I've never actually had a McRib ever in my life. Ever. So I don't know what one tastes like, but I do know that they actually bring out the McRib in different areas of the country and actually different areas of the world, all throughout the year. Like, it's not, they don't just, it's like, okay, well, in this month, we're going to bring this out. But I think that is kind of bad timing, though. They're not bad. Yeah. I just have never had one. Don't know if I'm going to, don't know if I'm going to have one. I mean, all all their food's bad for me anyway, so I might as well try it at least once. I've actually never had a Filet-O-Fish either. Never had their, yeah, never. Anyway, so that was just something that was perturbed me and got me thinking about how Discovery is when it comes to the way they shove shit down your throat. Like, because they had they have a character on there. I can't remember his name, or her name, or its name, or their name, whatever fucking pronoun you want to throw at it. But there is specifically a non-binary character on Discovery. At least there was in season 3. I'm assuming they're back there for season 4. But there was a whole episode about pronouns. Or at least it felt like a whole episode. It could have been more of like a couple scenes, but the scenes felt really forced. Like if the human race has evolved so much in the next few hundred years, where we've got all of these different aliens, there shouldn't have to be the talk of pronouns. There should just be, like, if they're going to make a non-binary character, then the writing should have just been automatically, they're just referring to them as they. Like, there shouldn't have needed to be that conversation, because it's taking place in the future. There doesn't have to be an education time. I just don't like, it should already, they should be writing it as they're treating it as the norm. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm afraid. I'm afraid that they're going to, that the episode is, there's going to be that teachable moment. That the wokey woke, as I've been calling it, the wokey woke moment. Because I don't care. Like, non-binary or not, Kirk would still try to poke it. Like, Shatner, or not Shatner. And okay, so and even going off of that, I remember, what was it? There was an episode in The Next Generation, and there was a character who they were, it was a whole episode, and it was kind of controversial at the time, because I don't even know if they were what is it? I mean, I just watched it a few months ago. I can't remember why I can't remember it. But anyway, I know it was controversial at the time, and it was a point where it was, you were going to basically have a gay character on Star Trek for the first time. But Star Trek kind of dropped. I mean, Star Trek went to the edge, and then they didn't follow through. And I kind of had wished that they had followed through, but they just didn't. But it was Riker, and they basically meet this whole race of genderless race. I mean, they have gender, but they don't identify gender. And so this one person was like, well, I might be this part, but I actually kind of feel this way. So they had that talk. And of course, Riker still tried to, he still tried to poke it. So yeah, just, I don't know. I think my fears are probably not even there. I think why my fear is there, and I have no control over it as well. But I think part of my fear is that so far Strange New Worlds has been good. Like, it's really, really, really been good. And I'm just afraid that it's taking that discovery turn, and I don't enjoy Discovery. I enjoy Strange New Worlds, and I want to continue to enjoy Strange New Worlds. Have a binary character, non-binary character, I really don't give a shit. Don't shove it down our throat. That's kind of where I'm at, and I could be completely wrong. I could be completely wrong. It might just be a character, and they just treat the character like any other character, and all of my fears are totally unwarranted. But it is what it is. Let's see. I worked in an alternative lifestyle club for 5 years, and never once did I ever call somebody or they or them or anything other than he or she, or out of respect, I called them as they dressed. Yeah. I mean, Riker is Next Generation's Kirk when it comes to the ladies, ladyboys, and potential non-binary aliens that identify as female. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of where my brain is this morning. I'm also nervous about going door to door. Handing out these flyers, I have to do more to make sure that people know about my school. And I've already started the process. Oh, I got to show you guys this. This is really cool. Yes, this is another squirrel moment. Let's see. Check this out. All right. So I had mentioned that I was sponsoring the Union High School volleyball team. Okay. So pretty much I think I donated $900. Okay. A lot of money, but for all the little perks that I'm getting, $900 is nothing. Okay. And it speaks to my why of community-based marketing. There's a lot of other stuff that I'm able to do and get away with. And maybe get away with is the wrong term, but they're making shirts. Now, one of the things I was hoping, like I didn't want to make the shirts because that's a lot more work than because I do make shirts, but I don't make them for everybody. It's just me, Okay, let's check this out. So the booster president sends me a graphic. Now, the idea was I think I donated $900, and they were going to use that to buy shirts, and that my logo would be on the shirts. Sweet. Wasn't sure what it was going to look like, what the concept was, but I'm like, hey, if I can have my school name, this, on a shirt, on multiple shirts that people are going to wear, like, and they're probably they're going to sell these shirts. It's going to be, yeah. Okay. So check this out. People are going to be wearing this shirt. People are going to be seeing my logo. It's going to be everywhere. That's the whole idea, is to get this in their ideas. So when they're thinking about martial arts, artist martial arts. Check this out. So this is the front of the shirt. Okay. All right. So shirt size with their stuff on the front. That is the back of the shirt. That is this size on the back. I thought it was going to, I totally was not expecting it to be as big as it was. Yeah. So totally amazed. So that's another thing I want to do. When my mom started her house cleaning business, she had me and some of my friends put flyers on cars in parking lots. So that was another one of my things is, I've got this huge parking lot. out front. And I have thought about just like, you know, Dan said, every couple hours, just go out and put flyers on all the cars in the parking lot. And suggestion from Dan Anderson. I have not done that yet because our weather around here has been super, super crappy. So I could do that, come in for one free lesson, you know, bring this with you for one free lesson, and at least do that in my parking lot and potentially maybe other parking lots. The only thing that's keeping me from doing stuff like that, though, and we don't have security at our parking lot, is at the hospital. When we had flyers, when we had people put flyers on cars at the hospital, as security, we would go and we would collect those flyers and throw them away. Or if we caught somebody doing that, then if we caught somebody doing that, then we would make them go back and collect all their flyers so they could throw them away or reuse them. So that's the only thing that hasn't stopped me, or that is stopping me from doing that, is but I know not all stuff like that. Yeah, I'm hesitant, and I need to get over that. I need to totally get over that. Just like being nervous, like being told that they're not supposed to promote the thing inside the school, being rejected, but doing it anyway because, okay, I get a no, but I could get some yeses too. So that's part of it. Yes, it is my parking lot. And so I just haven't done that yet because our weather has been shitty. So it's one of those where I need to wait for a nice day or even a nice weekend and do that. So but it's starting to become more nice than it was, because when Dan was like, "Oh, hey, you could do this," it was what was it? It rained for like 2 weeks straight. So I'm like, I can't put a flyer on somebody's car if it's raining. So, but now that it's becoming nicer, yeah. I want to send you a couple shirts so you can put your logo on them and rep your school. Absolutely. Totally. However, Bill, well, I just got to do it. Thomas actually gave me shirts so I could put the logo on his shirt so he could have shirts for every day. And I just haven't done it yet. So Thomas, if you're still listening, if you're still watching, I still have your shirts. I'm sorry. Let's see. Is there anything else? Let's see. We've got this. We got Obi-Wan Obi-Wan airs today. Technically it was last night, but I didn't get to watch it. I have not watched it yet. I know that Rob had said it was okay. So that's kind of concerning. And then we've got the Orville and Strange New Worlds tomorrow. And then, of course, all the other stuff going forward. Oh, and I read another article about Prodigy. About apparently I missed, like, I only saw half the season. Apparently all the episodes are out because, like, the last episode, it was actually Admiral Janeway on her ship. The what was it? Because it was the same ship name and roughly same ship design as the fake ship, the fake Federation ship that the one alien tried to lure Voyager in to take them and get them assimilated. I can't remember the ship's name off the top of my head, but yeah. So Prodigy. Apparently I'm behind on that too. I thought I had watched everything up to everything out, but I guess not. So we'll see about that. Let's see. I have to mid-seed break and forgot to keep watching. Maybe, well, here's the thing is that it is made for kids. The first few episodes, like, there were a couple episodes that were cool. I never really liked the main character, Cal. He did grow on me though. I think his character got a little bit better, but yeah, I wasn't paying attention to it. Like, oh, there it is. Cause it's like a 30-minute episode. So I don't know. So I'll have to watch. Now with the Star Trek that we were watching with Euro Trek, I am a day ahead. So, let's see. So I did, like, today we have Pathfinder and Fairhaven. I already watched those. We'll actually talk about those tomorrow, because I actually watched Blink of an Eye, which is tomorrow's episode. But even the Voyager conspiracy, I can't remember how that episode ends. I'm gonna have to rewatch the episode ending, because this is basically where this is the episode where Seven basically takes all the logs from she's basically assimilating all of this information, and she's coming up with conspiracy theories and using all this stuff. It's just like, and some of her stuff makes sense, but she has just consumed so much that her cortical implant, as the doctor says, is unable to translate it all. So she's seeing connections where there really is no connections. And I remember getting to the part where, like, she convinces Chakotay that Janeway, it was all purposely Janeway's fault to, it was all Janeway's thing. It was a conspiracy for Janeway to keep Voyager in the Delta Quadrant, and then basically have a Federation presence in there. And then she convinces Janeway that Chakotay was going to bring more ships for the Maquis, and then win the war, between the Cardassians and the Maquis. And then the episode, the last thing I remember, probably before falling asleep, was the she leaves the ship in what do you call it? In the Delta Flyer. And that Janeway says, hey, not really shoot her down, but it's like, disable the ship so they can get her. But she took the targeting scanners offline, so they were, they're firing phasers and they never hit their targets. So I'm sure that they fixed her, because she was fine in the next episode. Gotta love episodic TV. But I just can't remember how they fixed her. I'm assuming that they probably took her to the doctor, and the doctor did whatever doctory thing to her, and she ended up being fine. So, but yeah, so Pathfinder and Fairhaven, we'll talk about those episodes tomorrow, because it's getting to the hour mark for here. And then tomorrow, so let's see, tomorrow we'll talk. We'll talk more of this, but when it comes to the actual episodes, we're going to talk all about this stuff on Friday, because that's when Rob will be on, and we'll actually talk Kenobi and Orville and Strange New Worlds. So hopefully the Orville episode coming up will be a little bit better because, or maybe a little bit more lighthearted, because the last episode was really dark, really quick. So anyway, there you go. That's all the news to fit to print. Just have a little bit more tea left. So if you've hung out this long and you haven't done all those social media things that everybody tells you to do, like, subscribe, share, comment, all that stuff, do so. And I will see you mañana.